Okay, David, we love to talk movies, and I always take the position of chief executive cheerleader.
And I take the position of chief executive skeptic.
And obviously, that makes for a very lively conversation. So, why don't we talk at first about Best Actor? In Theory of Everything, his performance was extraordinary as Stephen Hawking's. The way he portrayed a severely debilitated person because of a version of Lou Gehrig's disease was extraordinary. It was amazing. It was Eddie Redmayne's My Left Foot to Daniel Day-Lewis's outstanding performance.
That's true. And technically, it was a very good performance. On the other hand, it seems to me that unless somebody's physically or mentally handicapped, their chances for getting an Oscar nomination are slimmer. And so that the drama, getting into the character, is another issue. But it is true that he did an amazing job, a lot of physical preparation for the part. It was technically amazing.
Absolutely. And so I didn't vote for Eddie Redmayne as Best Actor for that very reason, that I felt that he was relying on this handicap. Same reason I didn't choose Michael Keaton, who I absolutely loved in Birdman, which was a bizarre film.
It is, and again, it's the bizarreness that catapulted it to the number of nominations that it got. One of the great things about this year. A film like that shows some innovation in filmmaking and some differences. So it's not your standard drama, but he's a little bit on the mentally imbalanced side.
Exactly. And you wonder at so many points in the movie, what is reality and what's in his imagination? For instance, the movie begins with him levitating. You know, you don't know whether he really is. He's moving things around telekinetically, or is he? And then, spoiler alert, people, we are going to be spoiling and speaking very frankly about films. So we just want to warn you right now, if you don't want it to be spoiled, if you haven't seen it yet, stop watching now. Birdman, the end. What did it mean for you?
Well, it was nicely ambiguous. I felt that he got liberation through suicide. So that I'd take the downer point of view. I'm the skeptic. Other people saw it just simply as the liberation. He was finally free.
What I saw in that closing scene is there would be no hospital room that window ever opened wide enough for somebody to jump out. That's what I saw. But
it's a fantasy. The whole film is. I mean, shooting his nose off. Is he going to think he's going to do that every night in the theater? So there are a lot of things that were simply more like a product of what goes on in his mind as opposed to what could be going on in reality.
Very, very interesting. Okay, let's talk about the supporting roles in that film. Emma Stone. Boy, did she ever look like a junkie or something, huh?
And did she deserve her nomination? Yes, because it was, again, even though she looked like a junkie, she still had the role that was the most fleshed out as the daughter. She seemed more like somebody I'd go out for a drink with than anybody else in the film. My big problem was the overlooking of Edward Norton.
Who was outstanding.
Yeah.
Edward Norton's performance was extraordinary.
But the film had this extraordinarily unique plot line, and of course you had the camera work, the single take. But in many ways, I found myself often being more caught up in the camera work than I was in the characters. And I know that when Ed Norton is not in the last half hour of the film, fundamentally, I sort of lost the momentum and got into the whatever way the film was going to go on to be a fulfillment of the Michael Keaton character's fantasy. And it sort of lost me in the last half hour.
I love talking movies with you. I look forward to continuing the conversation.